events at the Anti-Cruelty Society. For 111 years, the Anti-Cruelty Society has provided an open door for the neediest animals. Our mission of building a community of caring by helping pets and educating people is evident in all of our programs and services. Tonight we'll be discussing our volunteer and foster programs that the Anti-Cruelty Society has on this live call-in interactive television program brought to you by TV21. Tonight, my guest is Lydia Krupinski. She is the volunteer coordinator at the Anti-Cruelty Society. If you have any questions for us, you can give us a call at 312-738-1060. How are you doing this evening, Lydia?
I'm doing great, thank you.
Good.
How are you?
Good. And who do we have with us tonight?
This little cutie, this is Baby Q. She is, I'm going to hold her up for you so everyone can see her. She is a 2-month-old Chihuahua.
And she is absolutely adorable. Yeah. Baby Q. Why do we have Baby Q here tonight? Give us a little overview about Baby Q.
So Baby Q is currently in our foster program. She came to United States. She came to the United States as well, but she was born at the Anti-Cruelty Society on November 17th of last year. So she is 100% Anti-Cruelty Society animal.
That's fantastic. She is actually part of our foster program,
yes.
Correct?
Mm-hmm, that's correct. We have one of our staff members, Tamra, is currently fostering her.
She's so cute. Tell us a little bit about our foster program.
Yes.
Since Baby Q is a member.
Yeah, our foster program at the Anti-Cruelty Society is...
If you are interested in our foster program, you can contact us at 312-644-8338, or you can visit us online at www.anticruelty.org.
So to pick up where we left off, our foster program at the Anti-Cruelty Society is a program where volunteers can actually bring animals into their home and give them one-on-one attention and tender and loving care that they would not otherwise receive at the shelter.
Okay, and it really does nurse them back to health.
Yes, it is definitely a much more nourishing environment for them to be at someone's home. If you can imagine, if you were sick and you were sitting in your office all day, you wouldn't have the same kind of bounce back capability as if you were at someone's house and they were nursing you back to health and feeding you chicken soup and just sitting there and caring for you one-on-one. And that's exactly what the foster care program is all about. Okay,
about how many people are actually enrolled in our foster program? People and pets.
People and pets, yes. Last year we had 125 families in our foster care program providing care to animals, and 600 animals went through in just 1 year.
Wow.
125 homes. So
wow.
You can see how active those foster parents are.
Okay. And then about how many animals are successfully fostered each year? How many actually go to foster homes rather than stay at the shelter?
We had, like I said, 600 animals that went into foster last year alone. Of those 600, all of them had been rehabilitated and then came back to the shelter and were adopted.
Wow.
So it's 100% success rate.
Okay. If you are interested in fostering an animal, you can contact us at 312-644-8338, or you can visit us online at www.anticruelty.org. Now, Lydia, what kind of animals generally need fostering?
That's a great question. We usually foster out animals for one of 3 reasons. Either an animal such as Baby Q is too young to be adopted out. She's just 2 months, and legally she has to be 3 months to be able to be adopted by a family. So anyone under 3 months is going to be going out to foster for us. In addition to age, we also foster out for sickness. So if an animal is not at their optimal health, we'll send them out to a foster home.
Okay.
Sicknesses and illnesses include things like kennel cough or upper respiratory infection in cats. That's equivalent to the human flu. You can think about it that way. You get sore throat, maybe runny nose, sneezing, and just feeling lethargic. So those animals, most of the time animals are being fostered out for illness. And then we do have some foster animals that are sent out to private homes for behavioral issues.
Okay.
So animals who are really shy or they're having some kind of fear, anxiety, they'll be sent out to fosters with other animals so that they can learn how to interact with humans as well as other pets.
Okay. Well, if you're just joining us tonight, I'm here with Lydia Krupinski from the Anti-Cruelty Society. She is here talking about our volunteer programs and our foster programs. And right now we also have with us Baby Q. If you'd like to call in and ask any questions at all, our number is 312-738-1060. So we just talked about our fostering a little bit, but what all does fostering entail? A lot of people don't understand exactly what fostering is.
Think of fostering as adopting an animal temporarily into your home. It's the best way to understand the program. So you go through an application process, which we'll talk a little bit more about later. And once you are approved for becoming a foster parent, you remain in contact with myself and then our other foster coordinator, Darlene, and we help you pick the right animal for your home.
Okay.
So some people have specific preferences to foster a cat or a dog. We work with them, and once the animal is in their home, they're essentially just nursing it back to health or just giving it extra attention and love and care that it needs to just be at its optimal, at its best for adoption.
Okay. What are some of the benefits that both the animals and the people get from fostering?
Yes, well, there's definitely huge benefits for both parties, I think, definitely. In this situation. I think people who decide to foster for us, they're fostering for one of many reasons, but most common is that they can't have an animal of their own full-time at the moment. Either they travel a lot for work, we have students who are fosters and just know they're going to be in Chicago for a couple of years and they don't want to commit to having to adopting an animal quite yet. We also have people who decide to foster because they're potentially thinking of adopting down the road and they just want to give it a test run and see what their animals, how they're going to interact with the foster animals as well as, you know, their spouse or their children. In terms of the animals' benefits, I mean, they're really endless. If you consider, you know, sitting in a kennel all day versus sitting on someone's couch and being able to interact, you know, look out the window and see like a bird fly by or have that warm bed to sleep in at night, I think that it's definitely a mutually beneficial relationship for everybody.
Okay. Well, it looks like we have a call. Who do we have on the line? Hello? Who do we have on the line?
Hi, I'm interested in fostering for a pet. So I wanted to know what's the first process I should do as far as getting the application process going to foster a pet?
Yes, the first thing you can do is visit our website, www.anticruelty.org. If you go on the main page, there'll be a link on the left-hand side to our foster program. If you look through that page, there's actually a wealth of information at the bottom hand of the page that gives you a foster application as well as our foster manual so that you can read through that and see if fostering is the best choice for you and your family at this moment, as well as a couple of articles about fostering and what benefits it has.
Thank you very much for calling. To add to that, a lot of people don't understand what exactly is covered when you do foster an animal. Do we cover the medical expenses, the food, all of that sort of thing? What exactly is involved?
I think the best way to explain that is to point out that a foster animal, even though it is in a foster volunteer's care, is still anti-cruelty property. So that being said, all of our clinic, anything that our clinic would provide for an animal that is in our actual shelter, our foster animals also receive. So if a foster animal develops, you know, some kind of an illness while they're in the care of someone else, that person can bring them in and without charge have clinic staff take a look at them and give them medications or care for them in any way that's necessary. Foster parents are required to purchase their own food. So things like food or toys or any kind of accessories like beds, we ask for foster parents to provide. And then in addition to those two things, we also have our foster parents pay for their first year of licensing to be a foster home. And then after that initial first year, we pick up the tab after that.
That's great. So not only is fostering good for the animals, it really is good for the people. If you are interested in fostering, you can contact us at 312-644-8338 or visit our website at www.anticruelty.org and visit the foster and volunteer section to find out more information. If you're just joining us, my name is Emily Lettergerber. I'm the manager of marketing and events for the Anti-Cruelty Society. I'm here with Lydia. She is our volunteer coordinator at the society, and we're right now talking about fostering. And we have little baby Q over here with us. She's getting a little excited and a little antsy, but she has been a great guest so far. She's one of our foster animals here at the Anti-Cruelty Society. So we've talked about pretty much everything that goes with fostering, but how, we just had a call that asked, how do you get involved? But can you talk about that again a little bit more?
Yes, definitely. The first and best place to get information about any programs from the Anti-Cruelty Society is at our website, www.anticruelty.org. If you visit the website, we have an entire page dedicated specifically to our foster program. So I encourage you, if you're interested in becoming involved, to visit that first and to look through the materials that are provided on that link. People that want to become part of the foster program, the first thing they do is fill out our application. So there is an application process to joining as a volunteer. And so once you fill out the application, you submit it either in person or mail it to the Anti-Cruelty Society, and then we follow up with an in-person interview. And at that moment, you would find out whether or not you were eligible to be a foster parent.
Okay. What are their actual requirements other than a home visit to be a foster parent?
We require all foster parents to be 18 or older. With any of our volunteer programs, you have to be a legal adult to participate. We need all members of the household to agree to the fostering prior to, and also we need permission from the landlords if you're renting, or if you live in a condo, to have your association agree to allow you to have an animal in the home. So we need documentation of that.
Okay. What if I were to already have a pet in my home? How would I be able to foster, and how would I introduce that pet to my foster pet?
That's a great question, especially for fostering situations where you're not fostering for illness. I think people's first thought would be, well, if they're not sick, then I can obviously introduce them to my pet and allow them to hang out together and to socialize. But we do encourage people to keep their animals separate while in the foster program. And the reason for that is, once they're in the shelter environment, they're exposed to illnesses, and they may not be showing the symptoms of that quite before they enter that foster home. So just for the safety of your animal that's already at home, in addition to the health and well-being of the foster animal, we ask you to keep them separate. There's definitely been exceptions to that rule, and that's something that we deal with on a case-by-case basis. If we have a foster animal that's put into a home specifically because it needs to be socialized with another animal, then that's something that we work with our behaviorists as well as the foster department. We deal with that together.
Okay. And then is there any sort of orientation for the foster program that would give me, if I wanted to foster, an overview of what's going on in the program?
When we invite people back in for their foster interviews, we at that time give them a tour of the shelter, as well as what I guess you can call as an orientation into the program. One of the things, too, that we do when the foster picks up their animal the first time, me or Darlene, who is the other foster coordinator, we like to be present for that first interaction, so that if you have any additional questions at that time, we can be there to answer them for you. In addition to that, I think an awesome resource for any foster parents or people who are interested in joining the foster program is our foster blog. It's not necessarily an orientation, but it's a great way for current or potential foster parents to learn more about what it's like to be, in the day-to-day aspects of fostering an animal. That link can also be found on our website, www.anticruelty.org. Off of the foster page, you just click on the hyperlink that says blog, and it takes you to our WordPress blog. And I think that is such a valuable resource for foster parents to talk to one another about what they're experiencing and what some of the challenges and also successes of the program have been for them personally, but also for people who are interested in adopting an animal. So we recently had a Chihuahua out to foster. excuse me, and we put some information about that Chihuahua up on our blog, and we've been getting some inquiries from people about that animal, to meet them and to perhaps adopt them. So it's a great, especially if you're having a down day, just check out our foster blog.
Exactly.
It'll cheer you up.
Exactly. And even if you're just looking for a pet but you don't know if you're ready, most of the foster animals on that blog are not necessarily ready to be adopted anyway. So they're a good way to check out a specific animal if you are considering adopting as well. If you'd like more information on our fostering program, you can contact us at 312-644-8338, or you can visit us online at www.anticruelty.org. And if you're just joining us, I am Emily Lettergerber. I'm the manager of marketing and events at the Anti-Cruelty Society, and I'm here with Lydia Krupinski. She's the volunteer coordinator at the Anti-Cruelty Society, who also works with the foster program as well. So we've been just talking about fostering almost the entire segment, but we consider fostering kind of a part of our volunteer program.
Yes.
So how many types of programs do we have for volunteers at the Anti-Cruelty Society?
We have actually a huge variety of programs. Upwards to, I would want to say, we're actually expanding the program at the moment.
Okay.
So between 10 and 12 programs, anything from fostering, which we were just talking about at length. We also have programs where individuals can come in and work with the animals that are currently in the shelter, doing things like cat adopts and dog adopts, so facilitating adoptions for people who are visiting and looking for an animal. So those volunteers are there as a resource for the public. Hello. Bring up little one so that everyone can see. Yeah, a little baby cue. Other programs that we have within the volunteer department don't necessarily have to have physical interaction with animals. We have a great volunteer program called Busy Fingers, and it's a group of volunteers that meet once a month to sew different accessories for animals, such as blankets. We have them sew bandanas. And some people may wonder what the significance of a small program like that is, but research shows that animals that have accessories in their kennels with them get adopted faster than animals who just have an empty cage. So, so programs like Busy Fingers, even though they may seem small, are really very important to the Anti-Cruelty Society as an organization. So we value them greatly.
Okay. And it actually gives people a chance to use their own skills as well. Baby Q, to help little faces like Baby Q here, who is in our foster program. About how many volunteers do we have, Lydia?
We have anywhere between 550 and 700 volunteers at any given time. So we are immensely lucky to have so many people willing to come and help us put beautiful animals like Baby Q in forever homes. So.
And then it does include our fosters too, our foster parents.
That doesn't even include our foster parents. So it's a very large number.
Okay, our volunteers are what keeps us going though. So if you're interested in volunteering at the Anti-Cruelty Society, you can contact us at 312-644-8338 or visit us online at www.anticruelty.org. So what are the steps to becoming a volunteer at the Anti-Cruelty Society?
Well, the first thing, as you already mentioned a second ago, is to visit our website. Our website provides all of the information you need to know about not only how to become a volunteer, but also the different programs that we offer and where you can find your skill set put to its best use. So to become a volunteer, the first thing you need to do is attend one of our volunteer orientations, which we hold once to twice a month at our facility on LaSalle and Grand. And after attending an orientation, our volunteers have an opportunity at that moment to choose what program they're going to begin their volunteer work in. Now, that's not something that they're going to have to do for the rest of their lives, that specific program, but it's their way of entering into the system and learning, how a day-to-day life of a volunteer looks like. So after that, they would go and have go through our online training, which is just goes through things like animal handling and common sense things they need to know before working with animals. And finally, they get set up with an in-shelter volunteering session, which we put them together with a mentor volunteer, which is a volunteer that's had years of experience at the shelter, and they get to see the inner workings of of what it takes to be in cat adopts or in cat socialization, clean and preen. So that's the final step. So it takes about a month, I think, for most people to go through the process.
So then when a volunteer does enter the program and they want to do a specific thing at the beginning, are they able to switch specific volunteer duties? Are they able to switch, like start in cat adopts and then turn over to dog adopts and then work events?
We actually encourage people to go through as many programs as they'd like and are interested in. We do ask that they complete 25 hours before switching programs, and the reason for that is just so that they feel confident in the original program that they were participating in, so that they can be a valuable resource for us. So if we know that we need someone for cat adopts, we can call that person and know that they know it through and through. And then after that first 25 hours, they can join another program. So cat adopts people a lot of times switch into cat socialization, which is a more advanced program. People sometimes go from cat socialization to another program like clean and preen, or they may be interested in doing patient care, something like that.
If you'd like more information on volunteering at the Anti-Cruelty Society, you can contact us at 312-644-8338 or visit us online at www.anticruelty.org and visit our volunteer page. It has everything that you need to know about volunteering. So as a volunteer, I can't just walk in to become a volunteer, correct?
We wish it was that easy. The reason why I think a lot of people are a little bit surprised at how thorough our training is, but because if you consider that you're working with such beautiful creatures as our little baby Q here, we want to make sure that everyone feels confident in their programs, and that you don't walk in with hesitation, so that you feel like you are prepared to do your best for the animals. So so unfortunately, no, you can't just walk in off the street, but you could walk in off the street and sign up for an orientation.
There you go.
If you're interested in joining the program.
Is there a certain amount of hours that are expected of each volunteer that volunteers with us?
One of the requirements to be a volunteer in general is that you commit 5 hours a month for at least a full calendar year to the Anti-Cruelty Society. And I think part of the reason why we have those requirements is, first off, so that the person doesn't feel after a month that they are out of the loop. So we ask that you at least come in once a month, 5 hours. Some people split that up and they'll do, an hour and a quarter every week for 4 weeks. But and then the full calendar year is just so that they can feel like they're getting the most out of their volunteer experience, and that we're getting the most out of the training that we put into them.
So then I do have to go to an orientation.
Yes.
And then how hard or how easy is it to get into volunteer orientations at the Society?
If you look at the amount of volunteers we currently have, so we have 600 volunteers at the moment, and we have about 1 to 2 orientations a month, you can see that that there's a lot of people trying to get into those orientations. So I wouldn't necessarily say that it's hard, but it definitely may be a challenge for people who are looking to jump into it right away. So people who are interested, we do ask to have patience, checking the website frequently to see when the new volunteer dates for the orientations are placed, and to just jump on in as soon as that there's a spot open for yourself and your friends.
If you are interested, you can visit us at our website at www.anticruelty.org, and on our volunteer page is exactly where those orientations will be listed. Or you can call us at 312-644-8338 to find out more information about our volunteer program. So what type of training do people need to actually become a volunteer at the Anti-Cruelty Society?
We ask actually people from all walks of life to come and help us. So if you, let's say, are an accountant, we can have you come and be a volunteer with our office helpers and help us with various administrative duties that we have. If you are someone who has never even, let's say, worked with animals, we can put you in programs that can make you familiar with what it's like to handle an animal and be with them on a day-to-day basis. So we really keep it open to everyone. The only requirements really is to go through our entire training process, as well as to you have to be 18 years or older to join the program. So
Well, I'm sorry to say that it is time for us to close our phone lines. We have had such a great time with little baby Q and Lydia here, and we could probably go on and on and on and on, but our time's up. So if you're just joining us, my name is Emily Lettergerber. I'm the manager of marketing and events at the Anti-Cruelty Society. Thank you very much for joining us tonight, Lydia, on Can TV21. To learn more about the society, you can visit us at 312-644-8338. Our website is www.anticruelty.org. And you can go to our website or call us to help us support the work that we do and our community of caring. Or you can always volunteer, as Lydia just talked about, or foster. Someone like little baby Q here who has completely fallen asleep during the show. But thank you so much, Lydia, for being a part of our show tonight. Tune in next week at 4:30 on Tuesday for us another program. Thank you so much for joining.